Hi everyone. So I just got my CNC machine set up, and this is one of my first jobs that I have some time. But I've got a 10-foot sign to make for a store, and I've divided it up into 4 separate cuts. So this is the first tile, and then I'm going to set the machine up to move the board along and then do the second tile. First cut that I made, this is the first tile. And I made 2 passes, one with a 1/4-inch bit, and then the second pass I made with a detail bit, which has it's 60 degrees, it's a 60-degree finishing bit. So I'm going to loosen these clamps, and I'm going to slide this PVC board along and then get it set up to cut the next section. While I have the board loosened, I'm going to switch the bit out. Right now it has the 60-degree V-bit in there, and I'm going to switch it out to the 1/4-inch bit. So I've just completed the second tile now. The first tile, we did a rough cut and a detailed cut. And then the second tile, which brought us to this point, we did a rough cut and a detailed cut. So now we're moving on to the third. But I have an issue because this sign that I'm making is like 10 feet long. And this material, which is PVC, is kind of a little bit floppy. So if I move the next section over, I need something on that end to kind of support it. And I think I need to move the machine. Maybe I need to move it down a couple of feet. So I'm inside a shipping container and it's really tight in here. But everything that I've made, I've put on wheels so I can move things around. It makes that easier to, move the carts and things around, but it's still awkward. I'm gonna move the machine down a little bit, and then maybe I'll set up the camera on the other side, and then we can kind of see what's happening from the other side. Alright, so I've got the camera set up on the other side now, and next I'm gonna move this table, move the CNC machine a little bit further down, and then get set up to cut the third tile of that sign that we're working on. Yeah, it's not fun working on a 10-foot sign in a 20-foot shipping container. It's only 8 feet wide, but yeah, we'll see where this goes. It's doable, but it's just a lot of extra work. The first tile cut to this point, which was 30 inches. And then to start the next cut, I set it up at 29, 1 inch back to start the second tile. And I'm about to start the third tile, so it cut to this point right here, and then I measured back 1 inch, and then I'm going to set up the machine at that point. I'm about to start the third tile. This is going to be the roughing pass, and then when that's done, I'll switch out and do a detailed pass. So fingers crossed. There's so much that can go wrong with working on these big projects like this, so fingers crossed, because this material is it's expensive. To make a mistake, it's not good. So this sign is completed now. It's Churchill Natural Meats, and on the very end there's a chicken. My next step is to make a border for this and paint all this lettering and make a border for it, and then yeah, it's ready to ship. So now that that sign is been cut, my next step is to kind of put my studio back together and get set up so that I can paint it and then put a border on it. So that's next, and I'll film that as I go. Not getting the shop reorganized, but like painting the sign and making a border for it. Yeah, I'll film that. Continuing on with our sign project, this is our good one, and this one I've been practicing with. I tried applying some paint and then sanding it, and I don't think I like how that turned out. And then I had some different ideas. I thought about taping this off and then adding paint and then peeling the tape off, but I think that that's just going to take way too long, and I don't think it's going to achieve what I want. I'd probably be better off just sanding. My third option, which I think is the one I'm going to go with, is to paint and then run it through the thickness planer, just taking off like a 32nd or a 16th, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to run this test piece through and we'll see how it turns out, and if it works, I'm going to paint the good sign and just repeat that process. Hi everyone. So I ran this board through the thickness planer and the technique worked out pretty good. Like my idea is to paint like this one. Is to paint it and then send it through the thickness planer, and then we'll achieve this here. I had to stop what I was doing and change the blades in the thickness planer because it was leaving these lines in here. So I'm going to run this one through the thickness planer to make sure that it's not leaving these lines, and then if everything's okay, we'll run this one through. So there's still some lines here, but I noticed that the thickness planer didn't really cut very much. But over here, it's smooth. So I think I'm gonna run the machine. I'm gonna do this board and see what happens. So this is really I think it's gonna look good. This is after one pass through the thickness planer. It's kind of interesting that it seems like it took more off this side than it did this side. I hope it's not because I did something not right with the blades when I put the blades in. Well, anyways, I think what I'll do is I'll put it through the other way. Let's see what happens, and then I'll know. So this is how the sign looks now after the second pass, and I didn't change the depth on the thickness planer, so I don't know if it's the board, maybe that's a little out, or if it's maybe something with the blades when I reinstalled the blades. But I am happy with the way the sign is turning out, so I think I'm gonna take a 32nd or a 16th off, and then that should clean up the rest of the sign. So I really like the way that this turned out. This is a dark walnut. It's not actually black, it's dark walnut. And then this here is the color, that green. The chicken we did in green to match the color of the store. There's still a little bit of discoloration in here. I think I could probably kind of just sand that out lightly with a palm sander. And then next after this, I'm gonna build a border around it to frame it in. And then that'll also help with take out some of the flexibility of the board. It'll stiffen it up. So, and then we'll clear coat it, and then that'll be a wrap. But I'll film that. So today we're finishing up this sign. It's Churchill Natural Meats. I'll if the way I have the camera set up doesn't capture all this, I'll do a picture of it after. But the last thing we need to do is to put a border on it. So I've got these pieces prepped already. We're gonna put a border on like this. In order to fasten it, I'm going to use some brad nails and also this PVC cement, which is going to, this is going to tack it and this is going to hold it. And I think I might go around after and maybe put some screws in just to be on the safe side. But once the sign's up in place, then you know, there shouldn't be too much bothering it. All it needs to do is just tell people. I have the border on it now. I used some PVC cement and some brad nails just until the glue sets up. But here's the sign. I really like the way it turned out. Would I do anything different? I don't think so. But I think in order to get like a good picture, I'm gonna try mounting it under my canopy here. And then that's it. Oh, the last thing I need to do is just put a clear coat on it to protect the lettering. I'm sure that it's fine, but it's just an added step. And that's it. All right. So clear coat and then next project.